Hey there. You're watching the Jessa Channel on YouTube. I'm Jessa. And today I am here with more infectious madness. This is the infectious madness of Dr. Dekker. I've been away from this game for over a week now because of our solar eclipse, in which the heavens opened above. It was amazing, absolutely life-changing. And we are back now as Dr. Honoria Leslie, who, along with her patients, is slowly losing. Everyone's basically going nuts. They're all losing their marbles. So we're going to head back into the story and get reacquainted. Now, we are in Act 5, and we are 62% through it. So the game is almost over, and we are soon to find out who murdered Dr. Dekker. But for now, let's head into the office, because the doctor is in.
At midnight each day.
On balance, David hunts.
I can change my skin.
There's someone else in my hour.
I brought David back to life.
You rang my doorbell.
The truck driver
The little girl.
killed himself.
David.
Those are all the openings to the different acts that we have experienced. Act 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we are now, having just in the last episode, Claire revealed that she had killed her husband, David, again. This once wasn't enough. Let's do it all over again. So Dr. Leslie is feeling a bit shaken and decides to check base with her assistant, Jaya. Dr. Leslie finds that her hands have been very clammy of late. She is unable to get warm. She pulls her sturdy sweater even closer to her. And we're going to go in, and I think the first thing we're going to ask Jaya is about, well, let's just review one of the things that she said in the last episode that we're still need to get more information on.
Don't become like Dr. Dekker. I think that somebody killed him because he was using them. There's some footage I can't show you because it would affect you too much. Suffice to say, when Marianna told him she could breathe underwater, he wanted the same power for himself. So instead of trying to cure her of it, he'd try and amplify it to see how it worked, so he could imagine it for himself. I think he did that with all his special patients. I think he wanted all of their powers, if you believe in that sort of thing.
Okay, I just need to say for the 45th gazillionth time that Jaya, the actress that plays Jaya, Bianca Beckles-Rose, it's amazing! Oh my God. Bianca, you're amazing. Jesus Christ, you're good. Everybody is good. They really scored with all the actors. Anyway, he had mentioned special patients. So Dr. Leslie wipes her hands, always clammy, on her woolen skirt, and then asks about these special patients. Jaya, he wanted to do this with all his special patients. In your mind, who would these patients be? Everyone here, I must say, is unique, though problems are most interesting. But I'm wondering if you have someone particular in mind.
Any patient who presented with psychokinetic issues, they were his special patients. Towards the end, he began ignoring all the other cases. Most of the patients saw it as a curse, what they were experiencing, what they were unwittingly doing. Dr. Dekker saw it as an ability, a power to be harnessed and used for, well, God knows what he was going to use it all for. So he made them give in to it, and it consumed them, consumed all of them. Whether you believe any of that or not is your choice, but they did, which made them angry. And that's why I think he was murdered by a patient.
So we get down to it. He attempted to obtain special powers. Dr. Leslie swallows. Perhaps one of these special powers, she thinks to herself, could help me. No, I won't. I must stay focused on the healing. It seems as if there's some rabbit hole that we are all falling down. I do not intend to be consumed at the bottom. Let's take a look at some of, let's review grievances again, see if we can get more from this.
Don't become like Dr. Dekker. I think that somebody killed him because he was using them. There's some footage I can't show you because it would affect you too much. Suffice to say, when Marianna told him she could breathe underwater, he wanted the same power for himself. So instead of trying to cure her of it,
I'm going to stop there and try for footage. Let's see if the footage that she refers to, we can get more information about that.
are you stuck? Do you want me to ask the questions instead?
Or not. No, Jaya. I just wondered if you might reveal information about this footage. Something I'd dearly like to see, to be honest. Oh, I believe I hear someone out in the waiting room. It must be Bryce for his appointment. Show him in, if you would, Jaya. Bryce is... Let's take a look at the responses here. Just to refresh our memories as to what was going on with him.
I'm not feeling very well. I tried to sleep through the midnight hour, and I slept for 8 hours. When I woke up, it was looking at me. That thing was looking at me. Time was still frozen. But I can't escape it. I'm doomed.
Okay, and we asked him about doomed, so let's go to taunting now.
It wanted me to follow it, so I did. It brought me here, Doctor. Here. It thinks I killed Dr. Dekker. I'm sure of it.
It thinks you killed Dr. Dekker. And did you?
You're missing the point.
I most certainly did not miss the point. Let's just try Dekker.
That's not really what you want to ask me, is it?
No, it is not. I want to know, Bryce, did you kill Dr. Dekker? Did he make you so angry, trying to make you dive more deeply into your midnight hour? Heads or tails, is it? Ha ha ha! We shall see, Bryce, we shall see. Okay, so I'm not getting the word here, so let's move to prescription pad and I'll come back to this.
I didn't steal Dekker's pad. I didn't have to. If I wanted to use it, I could just teleport in here and steal a sheet. Why take the whole pad? Why be that obvious?
And we already asked him about steal, but it's still telling me there's more to find out here. Let's see. I would not have guessed every single time I click the hint. I don't think yet. Remind me if you can think of a time in this Let's Play where I've been like, oh, duh, it was that. It's always something that I never would have thought of in a million years. Let's ask about death threats on the pad.
Well, kudos to whoever had the guts to do that. Wasn't me. What did they say? You've piqued my interest now.
I'd like to know myself what they said.
It wanted me to follow it, so I did. It brought me here, Doctor. Here. It thinks I killed Dr. Dekker. I'm sure of it.
Let's just try killed.
That's not important, Doctor.
Let's try follow.
That's not really what you want to ask.
No. It followed me. It took me here. Let's just try here. No. Stuck again. As the words that are italicized here are not the words that it wants you to ask. So I'm going to have to end again. What? It says here, he says the thing thinks he killed Dr. Dekker. Maybe it's his conscience. Okay, honest question. Let me know in the comments. Would you have thought of that? Did you think of that when you played this? Because just tell me. Okay. Dr. Leslie looks at Bryce, his anxiety, his obvious discomfort, his inability to sit still. She watches as he tosses the coin. Bryce, oftentimes in my years guiding others, I have noticed that one's conscience displays itself in, well, atypical ways. Could that perhaps be your difficulty? Could the man that's following you be instead an aspect of yourself?
I took his body. It was me. I took it from the coffin because I didn't want him put in the ground. I don't know what I was going to do with him. I just didn't think burial would be enough. Maybe I would cremate him. But the body disappeared.
Which body is this? Do you mean Dr. Dekker, or do you mean Claire's husband?
I know you want to be buried, but it's never the end, is it? I have a private tool shed at the graveyard. I moved his body in there before the burial, but when I came back, he'd gone. It was locked, and he'd gone. How did that happen, Doctor? How did Dekker do that?
You are speaking of Dr. Dekker. You moved his body. Who gave you the right?
If someone else moved Dekker, they'd had to have picked the lock, moved the body, and then locked up again. Why go to the trouble of locking up again?
I agree. Let's just try Dekker.
I don't know why you're asking me that.
What he said was, towards the end, I think he said Dekker, and did he have the power? Let's just try Dekker and power.
I have nothing to...
Okay.
I took his body. It was me. I took it from the coffin because...
That's not the one I meant to click on. Let's go for body disappeared.
I know you want to be buried, but it's never the end, is it? I have a private tool shed at the graveyard. I moved his body in there before the burial, but when I came back, he'd gone. It was locked, and he'd gone. How did that happen, Doctor? How did Dekker do that?
I don't... let's try Dekker and do.
You're missing the point.
This is one where it's a question. And so I don't know, I have a feeling this isn't going to work.
It's not out of the question to think that Dr. Dekker teleported himself out of the tool shed. If I can do it, he probably can. That's the kind of thing I've been thinking. But the thing that's been following me, it can teleport too. I think the thing might be Dekker. Is the thing Dekker?
Dr. Leslie looks Bryce straight in the eyes, in his troubled eyes. Speaking not from her many years of training, her academic knowledge, she speaks completely from her gut. Yes. It could be Dr. Dekker. Let's see if that works.
I don't know anything about that.
Could that thing be Dr. Dekker? Yes. Yes, thing, maybe?
I don't know.
Okay, let's try that again. Oh.
It's not out of the question to think that Dr. Dekker teleported himself out of the tool shed. If I can do it, he probably can. That's the kind of thing I've been thinking. But the thing that's been following me, it can teleport too. I think the thing might be Dekker. Is the thing Dekker?
Let's try yes, thing, Dekker. Let's try that.
And so it is. The thing is Dekker, and the thing wants to kill me. Please, tell Jessica I love her.
Whoa! And suddenly, without warning, Bryce disappears from his chair. 10 minutes later, Marianna walks in. So, we could go further with Bryce and ask about Jessica. This is a woman that he spied on who would not be in the slightest bit interested in him and has a restraining order out against him. Not a pleasant situation. Marianna, let's talk to Marianna as Dr. Leslie takes some time from the moment that Bryce disappears. She walks outside. She says, Jaya, did Bryce just walk by? Jaya looks up, confused. I didn't see anyone, she says. She continues to go back to filing papers. Dr. Leslie walks in, and out of the corner of her eye, she swears she sees a little girl. It's in the corner of the room. It stares at her and then disappears, again in a blink of an eye. Dr. Leslie makes herself a cup of tea. After Marianna enters and sits down, Dr. Leslie has just finished her tea. Black, 2 sugars. Let's review what Marianna told us. We have 2 here to crack to get us. Now, you'll note, and I'd like to know if you did better, that I didn't get anyone to green, I don't think, throughout the whole Let's Play. In part because I believed it would have not made good viewing to have me have so much guessing, as getting someone to green is pretty hard. At least what I saw. Let's talk about why I'm here.
They think I killed John. John and some others. They need to know whether I'm insane or not.
Okay, let's try. Did you, they think you killed John? We've talked about that, and they want to know if you're insane or not. We already asked about insane. Let's also go to eats them. This one is a bit unpleasant. I would prefer not to have to infect. You know what? Screw that. Once again, another question I wouldn't have thought of. So, Marianna, I understand that you gave Dr. Dekker, or he gave you, I should say, a loan. It is convenient that he has passed on now. What happened to loan? Let's try that.
Dr. Dekker asked for his loan back after diagnosing me as sane. In his opinion, my blackouts and everything else were fictional. He had no proof, of course, either way, or I'd be cured, but he asked for his money back, and I didn't have it.
Dr. Leslie thinks to herself that could be a compelling motive. Asked for his money back. Did you return it, Marianna?
Why would I do that? Dr. Dekker transferred our loan agreement to Claire at Castleford. She bought him out. I owe her the money now.
That seems most unprofessional.
I don't know why she did it, but Dr. Dekker got repaid, and now my agreement is with Claire. You should ask her.
I will be sure to do so. I saw here. Yes, this is what came up. So we'll talk to Claire about that after we're done talking to Marianna. Death threats. Okay, let's go to the one I don't want to see.
The missing people. That's where they go. I don't know I'm doing it. I swear I don't, Doctor. The creature. I hear it. It's hungry. Nobody can know. It's our secret.
Let's try secret.
It's our secret. What will you tell people, that I'm feeding people to a creature at the bottom of the ocean? What proof do you have? You can't tell on me. You know what you do to me. When you visit, I let you do it because sometimes I'm ashamed of what I've done. You make me feel like I deserve it.
Oh my God. Oh, well. Marianna, I swear to you, those were only dreams. I've had just dreams in my head. I do not... I wake up at home. I cannot possibly... How could... Suddenly, Dr. Leslie changes the subject or tries to turn the tables. Down the back of her neck is one single bead of sweat. Okay, so let's go back to secret. Let you do it. Let you do it. Sheesh. The hard part is the words, remembering the words.
It's our secret. What will you tell people, that I'm feeding people to a creature at the bottom of the ocean? What proof do you have? You can't tell on me. You know what you do to me. When you visit.
What you do. What do you mean, what you do to me? Let's just try what you do. Keep it simple.
I can't really answer that.
You know what you do. What you do to me?
I don't have an answer for you.
Ah, that's annoying. Let's try when you visit.
I don't have anything to say about that.
Let's try what.
I don't have an answer for you.
Sorry about that. I was just thinking like, what do I do, or what do you do, you know? That's irritating. How do they want me to type that? No, that's not useful. I will ask that. Essentially, Dr. Leslie has been, one of her many little secrets of shame is that she dreams about Marianna, and she dreams things that are better left unsaid. But they're only dreams. They're only her imagination. A bit twisted, a bit depraved, and mostly a bit desperate. However, she still believes, or, well, hopes, that they were only dreams. That there's nothing telekinetic about them. There's no transference or blink of an eye traveling, and that Marianna just is simply trying to confuse Dr. Leslie, throw it off her scent. I was going to say, let's ask about creature, but we've already asked about the creature. Let's, for the moment, go back to Claire. Dr. Leslie very briskly, almost rudely, escorts Marianna to the door and lets her know that she will see Marianna again at the next appointment. Let's go to Claire and ask about the loan.
I don't really know the girl, but I did buy out her loan from Dr. Dekker. I mainly did it to shut him up about it. But can you imagine having him as a creditor? That poor girl. I hope it didn't accrue anything more than interest.
Okay. So we will say that Dr. Leslie had that conversation with Claire over the phone between Marianna's appointment and that knife is making me nervous, Nathan's appointment. Let's replay keyword.
I can't say what it is. I don't want to trigger it. I was on the phone to my dad last night, and he said something, and boom, I fell asleep. Normally I wish that kind of thing would happen, but it just happened. I phoned him back. I thought it was seconds, but it was an hour later. I asked him what he'd said. He'd watched some NASA program. He was reading off planets. It was one of them.
Oh, yeah. So this one, I definitely do not want to spend the entire episode guessing every planet in our solar system. So we will deflect momentarily and ask about Hannah.
I'm at peace with Hannah now. I can save her. And I'll keep trying, but I must move forward. I did kind of ask you not to talk about this anymore, but I suppose you're not taking notes.
I will admit, Nathan, that I have not taken a lot of notes. My pad and pen have been to the side on this table next to my teacup for the last few days. However, I have been remembering the points that are important. Clearly, I'm taking a sort of note in my head. Not to mention the recordings. Okay, well, it looks like we're down to doing this, so let's go for...
I don't want it to be triggered.
Oh, so you can only guess one, I think I did Pluto already, although Pluto is not a planet, according to what people say, but I don't believe them.
Pluto's not a planet, is it? Why are you even trying?
That was good. Well played, sirs. So I like this game so much. It's pretty funny. It has a lot of unintentional humor and intentional. And Tim and Linda are quite clever. Was it something I said? Where'd you go? It was Saturn. Come on, just fess up. Don't just keep staring at me like that. Oh, he went into a trance? Is that what that was? Oh. Honoria is just sitting here, one finger tapping on the back of her other hand. So he went into a trance? That was a trance? All right, I'm game. Nathan, are you feeling all right? You went into a sort of trance, as it were, as I said the word Saturn.
So he did plant me with something. I have absolutely no idea. Did you find out what the key word is? What is it? No. Don't say it. Write it down for me. And thank you. You know, there's something I've not been telling you.
Something? Telling? Let's try not telling.
I don't think I know about that. I hope you're keeping good notes, Doctor, because I'm as confused as hell.
I agree. Something I've not been telling you. It's just the syntax. The main sticking point in this game is how do you say what they want you to say to move the story along. The syntax is a real pain. Something I've not been telling you. How about what not telling me?
It's about time travel.
Time travel. So you perhaps go into a trance and then travel through time?
I read a book about time travel. I thought what was happening to me was a type of time travel. I couldn't control it, but at the end of each day, I would travel back in time to the beginning and live it over again. I'm like Doctor Who, but I don't have a TARDIS, and I can't choose what time I go to. Except once.
Once you were able to choose the time.
The doctor said she was legally still alive. The only thing they could do was starve her. Hannah didn't die in the accident the first time around. It was worse than death. She wouldn't have wanted that. I was looking at a photo from around the time of the accident. I had a lot of alcohol, which I think was probably necessary. I jumped back to the junction, I started pulling out, but the lorry was already on us. I drove into the lorry to make sure. I didn't wake up in hospital. Because I woke up the next day, present day. Things had changed.
You mentioned that you are confused as hell, and I must say that I am now the same. What things had changed?
Her obituary changed in the press clippings I kept. It said she was killed instantly. Nothing else changed. Her family seemed to hate me more, which is ironic because the first time around, they pulled her off life support. So I saved them the indignity. Now they just think it was my careless driving that caused her death.
Curiouser and curiouser. Thank you, Nathan. I'll see you next time. Nathan gets up and dejectedly walks out the door. We have Marianna, Claire, and Jaya to complete, and we'll do those in the next episode. We are now 82% through the act through Act 2, I should say. And yeah, I just got to say that Pluto one was awesome. Pluto not being a planet just pisses me off. That's just rude. Anyway, yeah, so I'm so glad you joined me for this episode. Let me know how you are doing, if you have already completed. You know, if you were able to guess things a little bit better than I am. As always, let me know in the comments below. I'm so glad you joined me, and let's see, I've forgotten my intro or outro. I forgot. Let's see. If you enjoyed what you saw, please hit the thumbs up button below, and if you loved it, join the party and subscribe. I'll see you back here for more infectious madness in the next episode. And as always, thank you so much for watching.